The next great fighter is Errol Spence Jr. No tales of dysfunction or deprivation, not even any scar tissue, visible or otherwise. He's a nice, well-adjusted kid. I mean, what he does in the ring, the way he hits you, it's scary.
Hey fight fans, welcome back to Greatest Hits here on Boxing Legends TV. Today, we'll be taking a look at one of the hottest young rising contenders in boxing today. A man that you can tell just loves putting a good beating on his opponents. Errol the Truth Spence Jr.
I mean, who doesn't love knockouts? That's the ultimate way to win in boxing, the knockout.
Did he tell you he couldn't move his legs?
No, he was yelling it out to the he was yelling it out to the.
Look at you trying not to laugh.
Errol has been blowing away his opponents in devastating fashion on his route to the title, and now has earned his chance to fight one of the top welterweights in the world, Kell Brook.
Watch what happens when I get my hands on you, bro.
I don't know what is the chocolate brownie? What is it?
What are these? Watch what happens.
It's guaranteed to be a tough fight for both men, and is considered a 50-50 by the general boxing public. But if Errol can deal with Brook that same way as he dealt with the opponents in this video, well, all I can say is we are most definitely looking at one of the future superstars in the sport.
She want the whole crew, shawty brave. When the money talks, what is there to say? Norway, watch it blow.
Spence made his television debut against the American Terry Butcher on the undercard of Lucas Matisse versus Mike Dallas Jr. back on January 26th, 2013.
That body shot almost dropped Butcher.
Errol wasted no time showing off his impressive punching power and bombed Butcher out in under a minute.
Spence with a very strong jab. Two good body shot right to the head, that's it. He falls into the ropes. Had he fallen down, I'm not sure he'd have made it out. We're done. That's it, over. We're done. A good thing.
Post up with the game. From full steps to a whole nother domain. Out the box. I'm a living proof.
May 3rd, 2013, Spence took on the former Keith Thurman victim Brandon Hoskins in Las Vegas, Nevada. This was Errol's 5th fight, and the first time he was fighting an opponent with quite a bit of ring experience. But once again, the mean body shots from Spence broke his man down in a matter of seconds.
But you know, like I said before, these guys are starting to find a home for that check right hook, and there he comes in with a straight left hand.
Good right hook indeed by him. He goes for the early KO. He's got the opportunity here. Hoskins hurt again. Good body shot. And pays the price of that by taking 3 big shots to the body. After that one.
Now, Hoskins is hard. He kept trying to come forward. The problem was he came forward and kept running into punches.
If you take the gamble and don't tie up your
8th grade, started playing football. Then I was like, fuck the field. 9th grade, I was knocking niggas out. Nigga like Holyfield. Fast forward, nigga, 2016.
July 20th, 2013. Sticking to the theme of the first round body shot knockouts, Errol Spence left Eddie Cordova gasping for air midway through the first round.
He doesn't go and force a knockout. He doesn't look for the knockout.
Spence now beginning to get more aggressive. A nice right jab coming out of his southpaw stance.
He's got very good mechanics.
Something to keep in mind as well is a good body puncher. Cordova trying to figure out a way to keep Spence off. There's that left hook to the body. That's what we're talking about. That body attack. And that one really hurt. You can see the grimace on Cordova's face. The count is 7.
He can't recover.
9. He's not going to make it. 10 and out. Knockout.
I did a lot of shit just to live this here lifestyle.
December 13th, 2013. Spence squared off with the son of the former welterweight legend Pepino Cuevas, who was a real dynamite puncher himself, but his son failed to follow in his father's footsteps, and Errol Spence abused him like the step-over he is, as he, would you believe it, scored yet another first-round body shot KO.
He's got a lot of tools. That tremendous left to the body. When you go downstairs, the legs go quickly.
He got tagged with the right hand. He left his left hand down a little bit long.
And he's definitely connecting. Very thrifty with his punches. He knows exactly where to throw. He doesn't waste a lot of punches. A lack of screaming ringside. His mom is not here. She's his biggest fan, and of course the loudest fan that he has. And she would be screaming loudly right now based on the way he's attacked in this first round, going upstairs.
Davis, he better show up something or he's going to stop the fight.
Yeah, he better throw some punches, and there he goes on his knee. I don't think he's going to make it.
Fuck a worker, be a boss. You won't come out taking no loss. This foreign, he came with his house. I hop out and just up and walk. Papa ain't saving no beat.
September 11th, 2014. Spence took on his most experienced fighter to date, 36-fight veteran Noe Bolanos, who hung in there for the first round despite taking a tremendous beating. But Errol stepped up the intensity in round 2 and forced his opponent to retire on his stool.
Even when he loads up, it's not wide shots. He keeps his shots short, compact, and he's sneaking in there.
There's a left hand. Those wide shots are costing Bolanos and leaving himself wide open.
All that started with a counter 1-2 as Bolanos reached out with the right hand. Spence took a half step back and he came back in with a 1-2 with a sharp left hand. And ever since then, he's had this momentum now where he's landing clean shots.
Bolanos is in trouble here in round 2. Good 1-2 there by Spence.
That's how he hurt Bolanos earlier in the round.
Oh, good left uppercut. Snaps Bolanos' head back.
June 20th, 2015. Now fighting under the top manager Al Heyman for the PBC network, Spence had a chance to prove himself against Phil LoGreco, who had only lost one of his 27 fights so far, and that was a 10-round decision to the dangerous brawler Shawn Porter a couple years prior.
Spence in his last fight back in April at Barclays in Brooklyn.
You know, if you're in the corner of Phil LoGreco, you got to be happy with how that first round went. He landed some good shots, but Errol Spence starting to pick it up now.
Phil proved to be Errol's best opponent so far, narrowly losing out in the first 2 rounds, but Spence upped the tempo in round 3 and found the knockout, moving his record to 17-0 with 14 KOs.
Knowing exactly how to execute a punch, to deliver the proper punch, to stay on balance. This is that Olympic.
Down goes LoGreco.
Put them together quite well. Body shots, head shots, all inside.
And again, Spence to the head.
You know, this is what we talked about yesterday. Everybody said, who has Spence fought? Who has he beat? And as he moves up in opposition, you're going to see Spence continue to do this to higher-level boxers.
Another right hand by Spence to go in this 3rd round. It's all Spence, and it's all over.
September 11th, 2015. Spence faced the game former IBF International Welterweight Champion Chris Van Heerden, known by some for giving Conor McGregor a bit of a boxing lesson in sparring a while back. But the boxing lesson was fully dished out on him this time as Spence dominated with a strong jab for the opening rounds.
You can shake your head, but you got to find a way around that offense. He hasn't done it yet. Now he can land some power shots like that.
Left hand. Okay, Van Heerden wants to wiggle out of it. But
The tough and even cocky at times Van Heerden hung in there, but Errol was determined to continue his KO streak and stopped Chris in the 8th round.
Wow. You can barely see anything on that thing.
That uppercut has been vicious all night long.
But now he can only lay up against the ropes. This seems like it could be a matter of time. And you know what? That's enough. Alan Hutchins stops the fight. Van Heerden, a fighter at 23-1-1 coming in here.
Yep.
The one loss that he had was a disputed loss on a judge's scorecard that Van Heerden didn't feel he lost. This was a quality fighter who was taken apart by a guy who looks like he could be a superstar.
April 26, 2016. Spence faced the former WBO light welterweight champion Chris Algieri at the Barclays Center in New York. By this point, Chris had proven himself to be a decent level operator at welterweight after winning a 12-round war over Ruslan Provodnikov. Pacquiao knocked him down multiple times in their match, but failed to find the KO, and he later gave Amir Khan quite a bit of problems in their bout in 2015. But Algieri proved to be no match for the rising contender Spence, as he brutalized him for the first 5 rounds before knocking him senseless.
The 5th round scheduled for 10. Spence trying to stay undefeated. He's in the black and gold. Algieri, basically here at home, he has fought outside of the state of New York only one time. That last round, and he goes down again. Spence does it again.
He's not going to be able to take too much more of this.
And Spence trying to finish it here. He has a wounded prey and he knows it. And Spence puts him back down, and that's it.
Errol's most recent fight came on August 21st, 2016 against the former European welterweight champion, Leonard Bundu, who is known to be a tricky customer on his day. He even managed to go the full distance against Keith One-Time Thurman a couple years prior. But tonight wasn't his night, as Errol took his time for the first few rounds to break him down and then scored one of the most vicious knockouts of 2016.
Referee took a close look at him and allowed us to continue. Errol Spence has the eye of the tiger right now. It looked like he's going for blood. Will Snow is very game right now, but he's hurt. Oh, and he goes out. He is out. Wow.
Stay. Stay, bro. Just stay.